Right then, it is yet another day to be doing How to Killer. We've been going quite well. We've been clipping along these last 2 weeks. It's been rather enjoyable. Ups and downs, but still very good. I think we're over halfway through the killer list. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. How many killers are actually... You know what? Okay. Let me go in here, because how many killers are actually 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, 28... I did that right? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20! 16, 20, then 24... then 28, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41. 41 killers in this game. Wow. That's actually that's a lot. Some would say too many. Alright, 41. And we have... Let me go over to this. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. So, yeah, that's just over half. Because that would be 20, plus the rounded down, obviously, from the 41. And that's at least 22. So, yeah, that's about half. I've still got half to go. Yeah, because I got 14 left to do. Oh, well, no, actually, we have more than 14 because we have the people that have been slightly crossed out and need to be revisited. But we'll deal with that another day, another time, another dimension. Let's just spin the wheel and see what happens. Who are we gonna play today to start off? It's... the Onryu. Okay. Onryu. Sadako herself climbing out of that well. Going for her vengeance in 7 days. Good stuff. Oh yeah, and then we have to reset her entire thing. Because, fuck. So... how do we play the Onryu? Let me actually get into a proper mindset here. Just had lunch, so I'm a little full. Okay, TMI, sorry. Almost, the burp almost finished. I'm being far away from the mic enough, hopefully. Alright, I'll go farther. Ugh. Okay. So, the Onryu. She is, I believe... I mean, I find her easy to play, but that's only because I've played her for a while. She's actually a hard to play, hard to learn, hard to master. Because she has a couple steps. She has a couple things you gotta keep in mind in order for you to pull off playing well. I gotta just fucking chair again. Alright, that's enough. So, we have a couple abilities with the Onryu. The first, and probably the most important one, is that I can manifest and de-manifest. What does that mean? Well, it essentially means I can become invisible and then visible again. There is some gray area between that, because when I am de-manifested, technically I'm invisible, but when I get closer to a survivor, there is visual shit that starts happening around them, so they know that I'm around, but they still can't see me or detect me, because I believe I am undetectable. Yes, I am undetectable when I am de-manifested. However, when I am de-manifested, I can't do any damage. I can break stuff and kick generators just fine, but I have to be manifested. Basically, I'm phasing in and out of ghost reality. So, when I manifest, it takes me a minute to manifest, and when I do, I become physical, I become visually more seen, because the invisibility with the Onryu is very interesting. It's hard to explain when you're not a survivor looking at you. So essentially, okay, so you know how when we played the Wraith, we can basically go in and out of visibility, but there's still kind of like a wibble visual effect. If you're really looking for it, you can see it, but if not, they're like super invisible. This is the same thing with a couple extra steps. Because when I am de-manifested, invisible, kind of video graphical, I don't want to say graphical snow, but in the same kind of sense, kind of what you're seeing when the shaky camera happens. She kind of doubles and triples there, visually. That kind of effect sort of happens. And when I'm much closer, I'm kind of seen, but my actual location is not jumping around the place, but it looks like I'm in multiple places at once as one thing. So you're not 100% you're not 100% sure where the Onryu actually is until she fully manifests and becomes a physical form. Once I am fully manifested, then I can do my attacks and damage and whatnot, and then I can unmanifest and then kind of confuse you, or a survivor, for wherever the fuck I am. I'm chasing you, but you don't know what direction I'm chasing you in, so you kind of have to be, I don't know, a little squirrely. I could be one way, I could be the other. You don't know. Even I don't know, because it's hard to visualize unless you were a survivor. So that part comes in a little weird. You don't really have to worry about that too much, but it is something on the higher levels where you can kind of fake out somebody and make them think you're going one way, but you're actually going another. But it's hard to pull off because you yourself as the killer don't know what your visual unmanifested self kind of looks like and where it is. So, hard to pull off. The next thing we can do is teleport. There are TVs scattered around the map, and if we teleport to one when we are de-manifested, because we have to specifically be de-manifested for that, we come out of the TV, as you do when you're a, I want to say grudge, but technically you're not a grudge. Well, you're a type of grudge, but nevertheless, semantics. And then you become manifested. So that's a way to sometimes jump between demanifestation and manifesting as a physical form. Now, this doesn't only teleport you. This inflicts a status effect. It's not an effect, it's kind of a building effect called Condemned. If okay, this one's a little trickier to remember. Survivor's contemporary turn off. Okay, when the power meter is full. Okay, where is it? Project herself through TV. Turn off the process. Survivor is... stop it, I'm reading. Reverse, retrieve tape. Position, spread, the unread message. Reduces their condemned progress. Effects condemned. Fully condemned. Wait, where does it say that how do survivors get condemned? Locks in 3 of their stacks. Wait, how do I give condemned? Contemporary turn. That's actually an interesting oversight that I just realized. The game doesn't tell you how... Does it not tell you how you inflict condemned over somebody? If I am remembering correctly... Oh, wait. When a powered meter is full, the Unryu projects, and survivors near a powered TV. Okay, so it is a small blurb, but that's not in the right place. That should be higher up. That should be like, here's how you put condemned on people. This is how they remove it. So, condemned is essentially a meter that builds, and when the meter is full, you can one-hit kill them. No, not one-hit kill them. You can just kill them outright. Kind of like how the Executioner has his 3-hook after they've been barbed wired for the 3rd time. You can just outright chop them in half. Pretty much the same thing that happens here with Condemned. How you put Condemned on people... I'm getting to it, stop it! How you put Condemned on people is you teleport through TVs. There's a little AoE blast, not visually, but there's a little AoE that happens that affects survivors, and if you're able to keep that up, you can fill up their condemned meter, and then once they are downed, you can just kill them. Doesn't matter how many hooks they have, which is pretty good, although it takes a while for condemned to build, so by that time you probably should have hooked a few people. But even more so, you need to hook people because the survivors can remove the condemned addition to their meter by putting in videotapes and shutting off my TVs that I then can't teleport to. If I do hook them, it locks that condemned in place and it can't be removed. So, to summarize all of that, essentially you are a stealth killer with a one-hit kill, with a fully... Alright, give me a sec. My brain's suddenly short-circuited. Ooh, maybe I've been doing this too long. Essentially, you are a no, fuck me. Oh, we're gonna have fun writing today, aren't we? Essentially, you are a stealth killer, but you build a super meter in the background that if it fills up, you just kill a survivor outright. But there's quite a few steps in order to get there. If that makes sense to anybody. Hopefully it'll come across more, I don't know, simple when I do write. Oh god, should I actually go with someone simpler? I mean, playing as the Onryu is easy enough. It's writing about her that I'm gonna have a fucking hard time with. And I'm not quite in it yet. You know what? Alright, fuck it. You can already tell why am I already scraping my brain for words? I shouldn't be doing this. I should have taken the day off. Oh. Alright, we gotta play a simpler killer. We have to play a simpler killer. Go up to there. Press you up. We'll do the Onryo a different day. We'll do her a different day. Okay, that's more doable. I know, I'm sorry, Sadako. But instead, we're gonna play as the Nemesis. That is much much more simple. That is so much more simple to do. In fact, the Nemesis is a noob-friendly arc cell killer. I know. Weird. You just have to remember a couple steps, and you're good. You just have to be able to hit your tentacle. Alright. Oh god, why does it feel like my chair is like super loose on the ground? Come on, stay focused. I think the wheels were in a bad place. There we go. Feel better now? Oh yeah, it's a little bit more solid. There we go. Okay. So, forget all that. Scratch what we just talked about with the Onryo. We're playing the Nemesis. So, how do we play the Nemesis then? Actually, very simply. You have a tentacle that comes out of your arm. No, that kind of tentacle, although it could be used for that. I doubt the Nemesis would use it for that. He'd probably strangle you, and not in a good way with it, more or less. You have a tentacle slap. Essentially, it is a little bit of a longer range hit, kind of. That, if you use it enough times and build up your virus meter, kind of, a mutation rate, it's a meter, it's a meter. A mutation meter, it will evolve and do more things up to a third stage. That is actually really, really good. All you really have to pay attention to is hitting people that are covered in blue goo, and that's kind of it. There are some zombies that you need to keep an eye on, and that can help, but more often than not, all you're trying to do is build your tentacles meter, and once it gets fully engorged, yeah, we'll go with engorged, sure, and it becomes fully powerful, you get extra things. So, first form, where you start with, you hit people, and you can't damage them yet, necessarily, okay? You have to hit them, and they have to then be infected. Once they are infected with a blue goo that kind of goes off of them. Actually, it fits so well with today's naming scheme of getting ectoplasm in your hair. That's good. It's essentially a virus ectoplasm. Once they've been plasmed, then your tentacle can hit them and do damage. If you do enough blue goo and damage that makes the tentacle fill, you get Tentacle Strike 2. This one can break shit. It can break pallets and walls. And honestly, that alone makes it pretty damn good, but you then can get a third mutation that extends its range, and you have a little bit more control over charging and speed while you charge it. So, yeah, it's just really, really good. Build the meter, get the tentacle to full power, and it's really simple. I really like him. He's really good. I actually, like, no joke, he's like my low, not a, what's the word I'm thinking of? He's not a main. He's not on my main roster of killers, but he's like that next step of, oh, what do I want to feel like? Oh, Nemesis! Let's play Nemesis! Because I do love the zombies. I do love the zombies. We'll talk about Fred and Steve after, while we're in a match. So, the big thing that we need, that actually this guy is really good, is aggression. However, because he is extremely aggressive, a lot of other things kind of lack. You need to be on top of generators, you need to be able to find survivors, so we do need an aura reading perk in order to find people. That's gonna be a first. Discordance wouldn't really work here. Bitter Murmurs is always... I mean, it's fun, but I find it to be a little much. I'm not going for the true kills. I mean, we could just do Lethal Pursuer, because that's his perk. Absolutely. Lethal Pursuer, and I think I also have had Nowhere Can Hide on his original thing, because most for me was aura reading perks, because Lethal Pursuer. But I think just having that and Nowhere to Hide usually is fine with me. We need a Generator perk, which I think... Oops. Which I think I'm going to put Scourge Hook Pain Resonance. I think that's going to be okay. I can kick generators just fine, but being able to Scourge Hook some people as well wouldn't be the worst. And then, okay, we've got our finding people, we've got our generator thing. What do we need next? Our bonus. We don't need to be able to break things quickly, or at least to break pallets and walls quickly, so I was going to say Brutal Strength is not going to be the case. We can fire it up. I mean, it's good, but again, our tentacle is going to be the thing that breaks pallets, not us. So that's a tick off of that. We could attempt to do an obsession thing, but no, special attacks count here for... Oh, that's no, that's Dying Light. That's not the right one I'm thinking of. Forced Hesitation, actually not the worst, especially when zombies are on the field. I'm actually okay. Hell's Day, they suffer from the exhausted for... Ooh. Genetic limits. Making them exhausted would be okay. I kind of like... Hubris technically could work, but the time it would then take to break the pallet with the tentacle and then recharge after getting hit, that's a good chunk out of 30 seconds. And then they would still have to be blued in order to one-hit them. But it would still work. Oh, there's Hysteria. Hysteria is another... Actually, I do like Hysteria. That comes into play more than you'd think. Obsessed. Every time you chase the obsession, let them escape, you receive a token. For each token, you have haste, performing a basic attack. Yeah. Basic or special. Usually that's okay. Ravenous could be alright. I think we're okay. I like Forced Hesitation on this. So I am going to then go over to here. Increase time it takes for survivors to do the vaccine. No, I like... Yeah, zombies turning yellow. That's actually a pretty decent one there. Detection range. Yes. Zombie movement speed. Excellent. I like to do my add-ons with zombies. Oh, there's the movement speed. Alright, detection range. And then increasing my stuff. When survivors do a vaccine... Detection range and field of view. Excellent. So yes, zombies are actually pretty cool. Little information gathering things. I'm gonna put some dowsing rods on. So easy enough, noob killer. There is some tech to be had with him. But, generally speaking, he's extremely easy to learn. Noob-friendly in that sense. The zombie tech, however, is where you can actually play around with, here comes the burp. Play around with Nemesis here, because they are autonomous across the map. Across the map. Two of them are just kind of wandering around, doing nothing. But if you can see, you can see them. You can see their auras, and you can tell if their state changes from just, you know, wandering around, or they see someone and they're like going for their brains, and that can give you some map information as to, hey, there's a survivor over there. Plus, they have the ability to hit survivors, so, and when they do, they can either blue goo them, or if they're already blue gooed, damage them. So there is some tech to be had with maybe running a survivor into a zombie's path when you're chasing them. I've done it a number of times, and I have gotten the assist. They clothesline the survivors quite nicely. But I like, even with that tech, I still think he's noob friendly, even though he's kind of on the edge of noob friendly and easy to learn, hard to master. But there's not really anything that needs mastering. It's things to keep on track of, and you could absolutely just play with the tentacle and not regard the zombies. They're a good bonus. So that's why I think he's on the noob-friendly tier there. Okay. Got some water. Got my mouse up to blue sensitivity. There we go. Oh, and then we have a little Nemesis thingy. Stars. Alright, where are you? Here we go. Walking down the street. Da 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 da. Everyone you meet. Hey, hey, I'm the Nemesis. People say a tentacle around. Now the trick, though, is to hit the actual tentacle here. Which I'm out of practice with. Your friends fucked you. Punch you in the face, then. Yeah, I know. She's like, no, he hit. Oh, yeah, once you unleash that, it takes a second. Let's leave. Boo. Sometimes just punching them in the back of the skull works well. No one around. Zombie's just managing himself. I'm gonna break you myself in order to get a little bit of extra. There we go. Despite it being... There we go, got her. And now we got level 2. Yep, and you can see it reaches over pallets even if it doesn't break. There we are. This is perfect. Yeah, even if it doesn't hit, the tentacle slap to break is still very useful. Do we see anything with nowhere to hide? No. That one's still broken. That one's... Oh! punch you in the back of the skull. Rabbit punch! Alright, Pony. I'm gonna put you on this hook over here, because I kinda need to. Pop Jen. She's off of that. Yeah, they popped 2 generators at once. That's not great for me. Oop, that's a corner. That zombie over there is, I'm gonna say, out of line. Oh, it's you. No, I'm good. I'm going for the other one. Where else is here? Who else is here? Who else is here? Geralt. Abrivia. Yep, save her. Do it. There we go, mark the blue. Oh, he's got that kick ability. Punch you in the face. That's fine, we don't need to worry about pallets. We've got our tier 2 tentacle. Okay, we both kind of messed up there. Great. Excuse me, Steve. Sorry about that. Oh, you're not who I was going for. Oh, I thought he was gonna drop the pallet on me. I overcorrected. Oh, there you go. Stop it. There you go. You're just gonna go in the basement right now. Nope. Stay there. Alright. We gotta go around some gens. Someone did something to one of my zombies. Fred, no. Actually, that's a good thing because I didn't want him over there. There we go. Do a little blue goo on you. Anybody around? No. Nobody's in that area either. I saw that. Where did he... Do you know where he went, Fred? No? Neither did fucking I. Actually, we have a pretty decent cluster of gens. Oh, I haven't hit you yet. Let's go. Okay, the tier 2 range isn't great still. There we go. There's tier 3. Now we have a little bit of extra range. Ooh. Some zombies are noticing. There we go. Now we have an extended range. Come on. Get her, zombie. Got her. Thank you for the assist, boys. I appreciate it. Let's go put you on a scourge hook here. Off you go. Yeah, you stand guard. That's regressing. Okay, well, they may have gotten some early gens popped, but now they're in a bit of a standstill. Geralt, is that you? There we go. Get the range. Slap him with the blue. Ow. That one actually hurt. Smack. And then you pull the... No. You don't then pull the pallet down. Where the hell'd he go? Ooh, he had a resistance thingy. Actually, I think I could have hit that. Hit that. Alright, come here. I'm putting you on this hook. Oh my god, that was annoying. They sabotaging hooks. Yeah, I'll punch you in the back of the skull and hurt you, but I'm not gonna go for you. I mean, if a zombie gets you, that's not my fault. Do I see any auras? Nope. Pallet's broken. Yeah, they're getting themselves in a very tight 3-gen situation. Where is a portal I can take? Looking for that V. Somebody's screaming. Zombies aren't at all where I want them. I think this can go over terrain at times. Smack. Smack. Oops, someone did something over there. Oh wait, no, that's just that. Hey, I need to hook you. Come here, V. I don't fear pallets. There we go. Up you come. Nope, that's not even close. Where'd I go? I could absolutely 3-hook you right now. But we're not gonna. Where'd you go? There's somebody. Zombies have really got their chops on somebody. And they've probably wasted all of their antidotes. get zombied? I don't think they got zombied. Someone did something with the zombie. Fuck off, all of y'all. Okay, that's done. That's not ready. I see you. Ooh, the elevation actually saved you there. Oh, corners. Damn corners. There it goes. Alright, that might have actually given them some time to fix gens, but the Scourge Hook absolutely stopped them. You guys know? Come on, you two. There we go, get your virus up. There we go. Through that window. Yeah, no, the range on that is pretty good. Not as far as the Death Slinger's spear, I will say. But it has quite a good... stay there. Quite a good distance. It's not too much. It's like in between. It's like a little bit of a shorter, but still pretty good executioner's thing. Saw you. You got into the range. Oop, not that range. So, see, that's a little too far. Slam. Went the wrong way on that. Ooh, I think I lost precious distance. Yeah, they've 3-gen'd. They've 3-gen'd and we're okay with that. You're up here. There you are. Yeah, missing the tentacle is bad. Oh, no. Not quite. Not quite there, buddy. Ooh, almost clipped your ankles. Can I get him? Around my zombie? No, not quite. There it goes. Backlash. Give us some back shots. Okay, I think I have one more. Yeah, I have one more token left of my Scourge Hook. Up you go. There we go. That's gonna interrupt some things. need... No, that's not a portal. I need a portal. Oh, I thought that was his third. Oh, nice. Ooh, they healed him up real quick. That's... Finally get some ghosties. That'll work. Here's the thing, I wasn't gonna go for you anyway. I just came in here to grab a ghost. They might think I'm still in there, which is a good thing. You're the only one I need to add to my collection. Someone's gonna have to sacrifice themselves. Oh, see, the trick, you need to keep me chasing you. That's the whole point of getting me away from the generators. Anybody around? Nope. You are, though. One more tap and you're down, Geralt. Tippy tappy. Can I get the range off that? Yes, I can. Yeah, that's a good distance. That's a good distance. Now you're dead. Zombies over here. And they just lost him, though. Mr. Zombie, give me your brains. Brains, 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 brains. Not be able to kick this one. Nope. That's out. I need my zombie to spawn somewhere else. He is a bit out of place. Zombie management. There's somebody. Buddy that I used to know. Oh, and she used a dash action. Don't know if that actually helped or not. But through the window. Come here. Got one more to find. She did it! Now the question is, can she escape? That's a good question. I mean, she escaped my vision. So I legitimately don't know. It's a toughie. I think she would be here. No, she's not over there. Alright, I gotta run over to here now because I think then she might be over here. I mean, he is headed in that direction. Fred? No, Fred's doing some good guarding there. Ooh, and I don't see anything there. Oh, maybe she's going for the hatch instead. Oh, no. I think she went for the hatch. I think the hatch might have been over there. GG's. Good game all around. They ran me quite a few times. That V and, actually, even though, actually, yeah, no, they all did very well. Even though I got the Sable out first, she did quite well. The Geralt had some missteps with the looping, but he was pretty okay. And then that Jane was, yeah, no, I don't think she carried. Everyone did very well. Yay. She was definitely MVP of that round. That and the V. Give me more blood. Oh, look at all the hands. I live for the applause. Applause, applause. Actually, before we go and do... Before we go and do our guide for Nemesis, let me spend some of these blood points that we have. Alright, so let me go down still. Yeah, no, now that's down there, down there. We are just a few more off to level 3s. How many more do I have level? I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. Actually, your perks aren't great.
Destiny can be quite fun at times.
I like Skull Merchant's perks. Let's start pumping her up. Hi, Skull Merchant. Customizations. I have this, which is pretty cool. Oh, I got this freezing one, too. Oh, wow, I actually have more, Oh, and this is the new one. That looks nice. Even if I don't fully get whatever the costume is, here we go. We can look at quests. Haunted by Daylight. Yep, there it is. 4 quests. We got the outfit. We got the shirt, and then next week, or next quest thing, we'll get the weapon. And then the pumpkin mask, which I actually really do like. And then we don't necessarily care about the background, but still pretty cool. And then the Rift Pass. More blood, more shards. We're gonna get... Yeah, it's at 38. That's at 38. That's still a good looking pro. That's a good looking thing. 38, and then 6,700 is what we want for the ghosty. Lovely. Alright. That was... Oh, I gotta change your offering, don't I? Yes, I do. Let me get some pudding. Pudding. Alright. Boop on that. Add a section. How do I spell Nemesis? Actually, pretty damn easily. Nemesis. Add the file to choose from. You. Boop. Insert. Noob. Friendly. Gotta put the list up and the bold text. The basics. And we go with you and the bold thing. Advanced. And then last but not least, the killer commendations. Okay. There we go. So, let's think. Let me take a drink of water first. All right. See, now we're actually in it. We can properly do it. We might jump back over to Onryo in a minute after this one, but we will see what the wheel brings us after. Okay. So, the Nemesis. As we discussed before, his main ability, his tentacle, is his main ability. As long as you hit your tentacle. Is there something that you need to teach or you need to learn in order to hit survivors with it? Because that's the trick. I mean, it's like any other skill hit, or anything like that. I'd say it's very similar to just a regular basic M1 attack, with a little bit of charge up, mind you. So, what do we want to impart? Okay. So, there's two things you need to keep on top of, but they're very little. It's keying in the distance and remembering which phase your tentacle is on. The tentacle phase thing isn't really that important, though. I think keying in distance is more. Judging distance? Okay, so keying in... I don't want to say keying in the distance, because that's very colloquialism, kind of. So I want everyone to be able to understand what I'm saying. Judging the distance is probably okay. Judging the distance of your tentacle hit is one of two things you need to learn. Judging the hit distance from your... That's actually a good question. Is it tentacle strike? It's just tentacle strike. I usually just call it tentacle, but... Tentacle strike. Okay, so... Judging the distance... Judging the hit distance for... your tentacle strike is your only real hurdle. Is your only real hurdle? Is your only real difficulty hurdle? Is your only real difficulty hurdle. Period. Judging the hit distance for your tentacle strike is your only... difficulty hurdle. I think that works. Once you... I like once you, but once you... again, key that in is not... Don't want to do key that in. Once you nail that down, building its meter, mutation meter will put a meter there. Hurdle. Once you nail that down, building its mutation meter will naturally happen. I like naturally. Well, that's not how you spell naturally. Oh, there's two L's. Oh. Will naturally, once you nail that down, building its mutation meter will naturally occur. Occur? Yeah, occur. That's not how you spell occur. Let me just do occur. That's not how you spell naturally occurring. That's how you spell occur? Goddamn English. To help with this... Okay, yes, to help with this... Okay, so what do we do? To help with this, comma... Comma... Gotta remember I can't mumble or stutter over my words. I mean, it's easier than typing for me, but still. Alright. How do we help with being able to hit people? Well, let me actually read this first. Judging the hit distance for your tentacle strike is your only difficulty hurdle. Once you nail that down, building its mutation meter will naturally occur. To help with this, picture Try picture... Oh, I like try picturing. Try picturing your basic attacks. Hit range. Well, basic attack goes in that because that's an actual... Oh, no. Basic attacks. Basic attacks. Hit range. Period. Then extend that about an arm length more. First and foremost, this actually, that's not a semicolon. Then extend that about an arm length more. Arms more. That should roughly be the distance to aim at. 4, period. Wrong 4, but we'll still take it. That's also wrong on that. Okay. Judging the hit distance of tentacle strike is your only difficulty hurdle. Once you nail that down, building its mutation meter will naturally occur. To help with this, try picturing your basic attack hit range. Then, extend that about an arm's length more. That should roughly be the distance to aim at. More unintentional rhymage, and that slightly threw me off, but that's not... Yeah, okay, we're fine with it. To help even more. For even more... Oh, for even more? We don't want to go 4-4. Because I'm thinking... Because I'm also trying to think to myself, okay, there's not really a slight delay, but the charge of the miss hit. We should do an also. Yeah, we definitely should do an also for missing or stuff. Also what? Yawn. Also... No, there is something here, but No. But we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Also. Or do we need an also? No, maybe we don't need an also. Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, as long as you kind of have that range increment, it's just about... That's just about it, yeah. Hey! Alright, so next little tab is just a minor blurb here about remembering what the stages of your tentacle mutation are. So how do I start that? We start that by... Oh, come on, brain. You got this. Alright, we'll come back to that. I just thought of a starting point for the advanced here. You can okay, so it's... You can probably... Oh, no. Damn it, I lost it too. Damn me, brain. Ah. Fuck me. Yeah, no, I'm completely drawing a blank on everything. My brain is completely going fuzzy. Damn me. Damn me. Okay, let me center here. Let me take a stretch. Maybe stretching will help. We're at the point in the week where the writer's block is just slightly forming. Ugh, because of overdoing it. Ugh. Oh, okay, that was pretty good stretching. Pretty good neck poppage. Oh. Okay. What are we doing now? And maybe me reading it, what I just wrote will help. Judging the hit distance for your tentacle is your only difficulty. Yeah, only difficulty hurdle. Once you nail that down... Do I put a comma here? Once you nail that down, building its mutation meter will naturally occur. To help with this, try picturing your basic attack hit range. Then, extending that range about an arm's length more. That should roughly be the distance to aim for. Now that... Ooh, okay, yes. Now that... Now that... Now that you're reliably, regularly splattering survivors with your blue goo,
comma. No, but you're regularly splatting blue goo. All you need to memorize, all you need to keep in mind is all you need to keep in mind are your tentacle strikes mutation levels. Yeah, that... Is it mutation levels? I mean, it probably is. Yeah, no, that sounds fine. Okay. There is something. There's something here. Level 2. The second level. Oh, since the second level breaks pallets. Since the second level breaks pallets, okay, there's something about pre-charging your tentacle strike in order to break a pallet after it's brought down, but that's not the right. Since the second level, I'm just gonna put, no, it doesn't need to be. Since the tentacle's second level breaks pallets, don't be afraid to have it charging don't be afraid to have it charging. Okay. Preemptively charging it in the anticipation of a survivor trying to stun you. Since the tentacle's second level breaks pallets, preemptively charging it in the anticipation of a survivor trying to stun you. No, that kind of runs on itself. Preemptively charging it works. And then preemptively charging it. I like preemptively charging it, but I don't know if that's going to fill in the sentence. Second level breaks pallets, preemptively charging it. To counter a pallet drop. Preemptively has a... Nope, no it doesn't. Oh, Since the tentacle's second level breaks pallets, preemptively charging it to counter a pallet drop is a good idea. Can be. Okay. Can be a good idea. Period. Oh, no, that's... Sorry, I went very quiet for a second because I just had a train of thought there. Even after it hits level 3... You should still do this. Now I'm trying to get across the... Yeah, preemptively charging the tentacle both for the second level and the third level while following a survivor over a pallet is good. Because not only will you break the pallet, there's a chance that... Also, pallet is the wrong... thing again. Counter a pallet. Preemptively charging it to counter a pallet drop can be a good idea. Even after it hits level 3, your tentacle and your tentacle's range increases. Even after it hits level 3 and your tentacle's range increases, keep doing this. Keep doing this. You'll either reliably break the pallet, or accidentally... No, I don't want to say accidentally. You'll either reliably... You'll either reliably break up the pallet, or... get a hit off. Period. You'll either reliably break the pallet or get a hit off. On the survivor. Is that... On the survivor. Period. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. That should be fine. So, I think while... You can play an entire match with just your tentacle strike. Well, you can play an entire match with your tentacle strike, comma, adding in your zombie friends to the mix can adding in your zombie friends to the mix can be beneficial. Okay, so now what do we do? Since... Since is good. You can see their auras. Okay. Well, you can play the entire match with just your tentacle strike. Adding in your zombie friends to the mix can be beneficial too. I think two. Since you can see their auras, you will notice if their behavior changes. Period. This happens when they spot a survivor and begin chasing them slowly. Period. Is it this happens when, or this will happen when? Yeah. This will happen. This will happen when they spot a survivor, capitalize that S, and begin chasing them slowly. Then, okay, slowly. If you notice, keep an... no. No, it's just keep an eye on them. An eye on them. Keep an eye on them to be able to get... no, keep an eye on them so that you can get... so that you can get map location information. Map information. No, okay. Keep an eye on them to... keep an eye on them in order to maybe locate... keep an eye on... yeah, keep an eye on them in order to... keep an eye on them so that... in order to... I think in order to... in order to... keep an eye on them in order to... find... okay, do I want to do a... do I just want to say survivor? This will happen when they spot a survivor being chased. This will happen when they spot a survivor and begin chasing them. I think... and begin chasing them. Let's just keep that. This will happen when they spot a survivor and begin chasing them. Keep an eye on them. Maybe we do that. This will happen when they spot a survivor and begin chasing. Yeah, them. Keep an eye. Keep an eye on their movements. Movements sounds work. Movements, comma. It may help you find get map information. Period. Map, yeah, no, map information works as well. No, that works. That works. I think that works. Okay, now we could add an extra tiny little tab here for mastery in the hopes that you can learn to chase a survivor into a zombie in order for them to get hit. That is some fun stuff you can do. Do I want to do that in advance or mastery, though? Because that's a bit higher level than just keeping an eye on the zombies. Yeah, I think I actually will. Despite this guy being noob friendly, he actually has some depth to him. Yeah, but I'm still gonna do a mastery on that. Oh, not there. Okay. Shift. Mastery. Even in the middle of a chase, your zombies just realized I need to capitalize zombies. That's an S. Can be useful. Period. Nope, wrong button. On the off chance, when you are chasing a survivor and a zombie is... Okay. Even in the middle of a chase, your zombies can be useful. On the off chance, when you are... Okay, there's a few things. On the off chance, I like that. On the off chance that your on the off chance that while pursuing a survivor, on the off chance that when pursuing a survivor, comma, you may have a zombie. You may have a zombie what? In the vicinity? In the vicinity. Period. Okay, on the off chance that while pursuing a survivor, you may have a zombie in the vicinity. Let's take out that comma. You might attempt. You might attempt is a good stuff. You can attempt to chase the survivor guide the survivor into the zombie's path and have them attack, period. That gets capitalized. You can attempt to guide the survivor into the zombie's path. Again, that's an S. Zombie's path, and have them attack. If successful, if successful, comma, they'll either get an infection or injured. They'll either get, I don't think, an infection. I haven't used infection. If successful, the survivor will get hit. The survivor will either get hit or get downed. Period. It's always a joy to see a zombie clothesline somebody to the ground. Period. I mean, I'm not wrong. It's always a joy to see a zombie clothesline somebody to the ground. But yeah, that's right. Alright, so, little blurb. We're almost done. Despite us having quite the entry for a noob-friendly killer, there is some tech to him. Ooh. Despite being an easier killer to learn, comma, the Nemesis has some get that K up into there. Despite being an easier killer to learn, the Nemesis has some deeper strategy Maybe just deep strategy. Think deep. Some... has some deep... No, I don't want to say deep. Some interesting... Can have some strategy. Have some interesting strategies. The Nemesis can have some interesting strategies to play with. Nemesis has some interesting strategies it can play with. He can. Oh, you can. You can play with. Whether you rely solely on his massive tentacle, okay, despite being an easier killer to learn, the Nemesis has some interesting strategies you can play around with. Play around with. Done. There. Perfect. Play around with. If you want to take it easy, comma, just use your tentacle strike. Period. If you want to try playing... No, if you want... If you want to attempt 4D chess, comma... If you want to attempt 4D chess, well, because I like that. You can... You can... Is it you can or you should? No, I don't think you should. You could... You could get your zombie buddies to help. Period. Okay, no. Buddies doesn't get capitalized. You could get your zombie buddies to help. Either way. Either way. Whichever you choose. I think whichever you choose. Whichever you choose, comma, is there a comma supposed to be there? If you want to attempt 4D chess, you could... Yeah, no, comma works there. You could get your zombie buddies to help. Whichever tactics you choose, it should whichever tactics you choose, it should, I think it should something. It should turn into a good time. It should what? Add up to a good time? And then I don't think add up to a good time is a decent little end bit there, but whichever tactics you choose, it should be I think B would be okay here. It should be It should be... Is there something I can use from like a Resident Evil kind of quote joke? First thing I came up with the Jill sandwich, but that doesn't work. What a mansion. What a mansion! And all that. Other quotes are available. It should be fun. Whichever tactics you choose, it will be an infectious time of fun. I don't know. Whichever tactics you choose, it will be that's not how. Let it be. But it will be enjoyable. I don't want to end with something like that. It will be what? It'll be something. It will be no. Okay, maybe we'll cancel that entire sentence because I'm not getting anything. Not being easier killing to learn. The Nemesis has some interesting strategies you can play around with. If you want to take it easy, just use your tentacle strike. If you want to attempt 4D chess, you can get your zombie buddies to help. Whichever you choose, whatever playstyle you choose, you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time. Period. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. I will take it. Let me see what the preview looks like. Preview looks good. We can do that. We'll do a little save action. Lovely. And fine. Okay. Little stretch. Little. Ooh. Back. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Little back breaking thing there. All right. With that, let us read the entry. The Nemesis, noob friendly. Despite being an easy killer to learn, the Nemesis has some interesting strategies you can play around with. If you want to take it easy, just use your Tentacle Strike. If you want to attempt 4D chess, you could get your zombie buddies to help. Whatever playstyle you choose, you'll have a good time. Could be better with that last. You'll have an infectiously. Okay, that's a word. Wonderful. You'll have an infectiously good time. I'm fine with that. That's fine. Okay. The basics. Judging the hit distance for your Tentacle Strike is your only real difficulty hurdle. Once you nail that down, building its mutation meter will naturally occur. To help with this, try picturing the basic attack hit range. Try picturing your... I thought that was wrong. Try picturing your basic attack hit range. Then, extend that about an arm's length more. That should roughly be the distance to aim for. Now that you're regularly splattering survivors with your blue goo, all you need to keep in mind are your Tentacle Strike's mutation levels. Since the Tentacle's second level breaks pallets, preemptively charging it to counter a pallet drop can be a good idea. Even after it hits level 3 and your tentacle range increases, keep doing this. You'll either repeatedly break the pallet, or get a hit off on the survivor. Anything else on that? No, we're good. Advanced. While you can play an entire match with just your Tentacle Strike, adding in your zombie friends to the mix can be beneficial too. Since you can see their auras, you will notice if their behavior changes. This will happen when they spot a survivor and begin chasing them. Keep an eye on their movements. It may help you get map information. And then Mastery. Even in the middle of a chase, your zombies can be useful. On the off chance that while pursuing a survivor, you may... On the off chance that while pursuing a survivor, you may have a zombie in the vicinity. You can attempt to guide the survivor into the zombie's path and have them attack. If successful, the survivor will get hit or get downed. It's always a joy to see a zombie clothesline somebody to the ground. Yeah, no, that works. That absolutely works. Yay. That took almost 2 hours, but fuck. Right. Where do you go? You go right before... No, not there. You go right before the Cenobite. Right there, between the Cenobite and the Executioner. Yep, there we go. Good, buddy. Okay, so... Killer recommendations. As a rare noob-friendly arc cell killer, let's think here. What's the next step above him? Because he just has a pretty decent range strike. Demigorgon, I mean, yes, he has the rake, but that's not his main gameplay function, so I wouldn't say it. Deathslinger, ooh, actually, does Deathslinger have, is 2 words or 1 word? I always forget. Now it's 1 word. Deathslinger? The 2 G's or 1 G? It's 1 G. Okay. Deathslinger, because the range shot is actually... Keying in that range is actually good. Actually, if we... You know what? Let me save that for a second. I think we have the Deathslinger on this. Do we have the artist, the Cenobite, and... Nemesis. I'm gonna put that in there. Gonna put that one in there because he actually, now that we've played him, judging the distance is actually a very big thing. So those two killers actually have some overlap there. Some actual decent overlap. Alright, there's you. I'd say also the Executioner, because that distance level, the XC, XI, or XE? XE, Executioner. And no, I wouldn't say Wesker. Not the Knight. Xenomorph is way too up there. I really don't have many Lich recommendations. He's a very of his own type. No, I think that's good. No, I think that's good. Yeah, the Deathslinger and the Executioner are probably pretty good killers to compare to the Nemesis there. Yay! Okay. So, with that, do we go back over to Sadako, or do we spin... Oh, I think with how rough that went, I think we should just spin the wheel and see what comes out. Bilkbone. Ooh, Cottonelle. Yum. Alright, remove the Nemesis. We are, I don't want to say Pepto-Bismol. I don't want to say we're scraping the bottom here of some of the killers I don't like playing. Because there are a few in here that are still quite good. Oh, I forgot to remove the Hag. Do we have anybody else that we haven't removed? Oops. Skull Merchant, Xenomorph, Unknown. I know we played as the Unknown, but we never actually wrote his guide. Because I wasn't in the right mindset. To be fair, if we pop him up, I don't know if we're going to be in the right mindset either. Oh, ooh. Who are we in the right mindset to play right now and write about? Somebody easy. Probably the Shape, the Doctor, even Legion, despite it being the Legion. Maybe the Knight. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I may just throw caution to the wind and not do what the wheel says. Trying to figure out. We'll see. Who do you want me to play next? Oh, the Lich. That's actually the reverse of what we wanted, because the Lich is hard to learn, hard to master. Spin it again. Now that we're down to 12. Xenomorph, again, hard to learn, hard to master. Ooh, Ziploc. Ooh, that's a good break. That's a good deal. Doctor. I'll be real honest. I don't want to play as the Doctor. We could... You know what? You know what? I think I know exactly who we can play. Let's do the Shape. Michael Myers. He is easy to learn, hard to master. Well, is he noob friend? No, he's easy to learn, hard to master, because the swapping between the new tech that you need to have is still... It's about meter management. that's what he is. And despite him being actually quite straightforward, there are some things that he... There are some things. So let's go over to preset 1, because preset 2 is obviously my scratched mirror build. And we will go into what the shape can do. I'm actually... Ugh. God, I'm really just a dick tease today, aren't I? Cause now I'm trying to think to myself, okay, it's been 2 hours. That's a small stream, and nobody's really watching right now, are they? We could just end it today. We could just end it today, and call it a day. Because I don't know if I have the brain capacity. I don't know if I'm going to have the brain capacity. Okay, well, what? Okay. If I do this shape. What do you actually need to know in order to play as him? Because I'll be very honest, I still haven't technically played the new shape. Because I've only played Scratched Mirror so far with him. And that's... I mean, it's old. It's original Scratched Mirror stuff. So I don't actually know how he plays now. Oh no. We could, instead of ending the stream or doing an entry here, we could do an information gathering attempt here. We can kind of shift this a little bit because as I've written down on my little notes over here, I need to study more of how the Nightmare plays and how the Mastermind plays, because both of those killers that we kind of touched on earlier, I have no strategy or ways to help make it easier to learn. We could just play the shape and learn, and then either next time or sometime after that, when I've played the shape a little bit more, then we can do a proper guide entry. You know what? I think that's what we're going to do. So we're done with writing for the day. I think that's the choice I'm going to make. So let me just exit out of that. We're not going to remove him from the wheel, because we still need to do an entry for him. And instead, we're just going to play as the shape. No scratched mirror, even though it's incredibly enjoyable to do. We are just going to learn the new stuff that the shape does. So we're still going to be informative. Going to tell you how the old shape works. Going to learn how the new one works. So, hopefully that's a good, I don't know, counterbalance to what we were about to do. So, Evil Within. The shape is essentially a meter management type killer. You have, well, let me read this. You had, let's start with what it was before, the way I used to play him, what I'm used to. You had essentially 3 states of being. Your first state was your silent stealth killer aspect. You were undetectable, and you could move around the map, and you were just undetectable. That's basically it. You were a little slower, your attacks were a little slower, you weren't great, but you're just permanently undetectable, which worked. There were a few add-ons that kind of played around with that, and you could have a good match, but what you're actually supposed to do is stalk. That means you are, like, in a corner somewhere, kind of like how Ghostfaced works. You were, like, in a corner, and you just watch someone, and you build a meter for yourself. Once that meter fills, you go into your second stage of your forms, which was your... don't remember what it was called, but essentially you became a normal killer. You had your speed and your attacks went back to normal, and you had a terror radius. You weren't undetectable anymore. Is that a good or bad thing? Again, dependable on how you wanted to play. But it was needed for your third stage. So once you were in your second stage of evil, you continued to stalk people until the meter filled a third time. Once that meter filled for the third time, any attack you do was a one-hit down. You essentially made everyone exposed without using the exposed terminology. And that lasted for a good amount of time. It went down after a while, and when it ran out, you were back to your second phase, which then you had to stalk again and regain that meter. The way I used to play it, you can probably actually see videos on my Stream Archive channel of me playing the Shape. What you would do is you would build that meter just about where it filled up properly, both either as your first stage or your second stage, because sometimes staying undetectable just enough was quite useful. But you would be in your second stage, you'd have like a tiny sliver of meter to fill, and then once you were in the situation of, hey, there's like a couple survivors around here, you would then do a small stalk, tick it over, and then stab multiple people in the same area. Now, does that technically... that's technically the same ability that the Cannibal does, because if we go over to the Cannibal here... no, we can't look at that. And we can't look at his ability. But essentially, the Cannibal has a chainsaw ability that, if survivors were in a group together, you activate your charge it up, you activate your chainsaw, and then you kind of spin and dance around, which is, I think, canonical to the first movie. You would do that, and any survivor that you would hit in that vicinity would just immediately go down. It's kind of like an AoE hillbilly instead of having the hillbilly just do a dash and attack. There's no dash. Anyway, that's how I interpret that, and it's probably why one of the reasons that he got changed, because that, and I think there were some other, like, he needed a refresh. I don't think he needed a refresh, personally. That's my opinion. He played fine. But this is how the new evil within Shape works. So let me actually read this. Shape switches between 3 modes, hunting his prey. Pretty much the same thing, only each mode does a different strength and weakness. So originally, the first stage here is Stalker mode. Shape moves slowly and is undetectable. In Stalker mode, press and hold the power button to stalk a nearby survivor and fill the stalk meter. When the stalk meter is full, Evil Incarnate mode is activated. Okay. That's essentially the same thing. Pursuer. The Shape moves quickly and has 24 meter terror radius. Vault, break, lunge, and sun recovery speed is increased. What's the difference between that? Because if we're just going from the undetectable to the stalker, evil incarnate, shape's terror radius increased to 40 meters, movement and vault speed is increased. Survivors who have reached the second hook stage can be killed. That's a new one. That's quite new. Evil incarnate mode ends after 40 seconds. Okay. In Evil Incarnate mode, hold the power button to charge a slaughtering strike. It's basically a dash. And press the attack button to unleash it. The longer the power button is held, the more distance on the attack survivors hit with that strike are downed. Okay. So I have my undetectable state. Does that mean I go from my undetectable state to my, oh god, it's him state? I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Again, we will see how it goes. I had on my Myers originally an obsession build. Save the best for last. Loved you. We had Dying Light. Basically most of just his perks. So save the best for last. I would hit. If I hit a survivor that's not my obsession, I gain a token, and my cooldown for basic attacks goes up. But if I hit the obsession, that loses me tokens. So I can attack really, really fast, unless I hit my obsession. And then Dying Light is, my obsession gets bonuses to a few things, but every time I hook someone other than my obsession, all the survivors get penalties. So the obsession gains big buffs, and over the course of the match, everyone else gets debuffs. I then added Rancor to this because I become obsessed with one person. Every time a generator is completed, I get to see my obsession, and all survivor locations, everyone else is revealed to me as well. Oh wait, no, my obsession sees me, but all survivors are seen by me. And then, once the exit gates are powered and I can get my obsession, I can just kill them outright, even if they haven't been hooked multiple times. So essentially, my playstyle is hook all three and kill all three of the other survivors in the hopes that by the end of the match, the gates are open and I can just kill my obsession in one shot. However, I still need to put something else here. What do we want? No, we don't want Remember Me because we don't want to hit the obsession. After generator is repaired, random done total. Obsession suffers repair speed penalties. That basically kind of counteracts Dying Light, but only for a little while. Games afoot during if I... Ooh! While you are chasing the obsession, this perk activates. Damaging generators and breaking walls or pallets gives you haste for 10 seconds. When you hit the survivor with the total most time in chase with a basic attack, they become the obsession. Now, I don't want to shuffle my obsession. I think I just had Brutal Strength on him. I think that's just what I did. And then I had, like, mostly brown add-ons. Movement speed while stalking is increased, yeah. Stalk range, scratch marks and blood pools last longer. Increase the stalker fill rate. That's not bad. The next Powell, when I break that, when I get Evil Incarnate, the next pallet I break is even faster, on top of the Brutal Strength buff. Increase movement speed of Slaughtering Strike. Decrease the charge speed. Survivors become oh wait. In Evil Incarnate mode, survivors are exposed. Lunge is increased by 50. Slaughtering Strike cannot be used. So basically it turns it back into the old Myers on that, which isn't bad. Decreased terror radius in Pursuer. Increased terror radius in Evil Incarnate. That's not too bad either. Increased base duration. Decreased charge speed. Increase the stock meter fill rate on the Obsession. Ooh, that's a little scary. Increase the stock meter fill rate by 30, but I have to be close to them. Increase pickup and hook speeds when I am in Evil Incarnate mode. Increase duration, but decreases the fill rate. Evil Incarnate ends. You see the auras of all 4 survivors. Evil Incarnate activates. You become undetectable for 20 seconds. That's scary. Hitting a survivor with a strike adds 20 seconds. Oh, so you can chain those. Only deals a single health state. Ah, so you can chain it, but you need to be like, it's almost Legion-y. It's okay. When it's activated, hold the ability button to end it prematurely and retain it for the next charge. Oh, that's actually pretty good. It's very choice heavy there. I know what Scratched Mirror does. Essentially, you stay in the undetectable mode, but whenever you stalk, you see auras in a range around you. It is so fun. I'm so glad Scratch Mirror did not change at all, though it is now a red and not a purple. So you won't get to play it as much. If you want to see me play that, that's probably in just, honestly, regular Myers, the way I played him. He was so fun. I played him earlier this week on Tuesday, if you are interested. And then this the tombstone got heavily changed. I remember hooking survival during Evil Incarnate refreshes the duration, limit the duration to 40 seconds. So yeah, use that up, then hook, and then refresh it. Ooh, that is scary too. That's all kinds of fucked up. Okay, so I'm used to how he used to play, and I'm pretty sure I can get. I need to put, boom, the bloody knife. Yes. Yes. Just add a tiny bit extra to that. I love it. I'm pretty sure I can understand this quickly enough. And with the meters, I think he is going to be an easy to learn, hard to master, because he's not noob friendly, because there's 3 different states you need to remember what each of them do. You have to be able to manage your meter well enough to juggle all 3 of them, and then, now on top of that, you have a dash attack. I don't know how. I've seen the dash attack, and it's almost pig levels of distance and scariness, and controllability, because that's got some huge control. Ooh, they might be in a group. This could be interesting. Either way, yay! But yeah, no, I've seen this Myers play a little bit. I've not done it myself yet, so this could be a real easy match. We will see. But I still think he's going to be an easy to learn, hard to master. There we go. I don't know what the Reed is wearing, but it looks good. Like that half-open back dress thing. Whatever that is, that looks cool. We will see what we need to manage. La da da dee. This also might be the only match we do for the rest of the day. So, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I have... Ooh. I can swap between... Ah, I see. Okay, so you swap between the Stalker mode and Pursuer mode. Thought I heard that rustling. Okay. Ah, that was only a 1, so I then need to... Okay, so what's happening here is... I can either... Or... Gotta up my sensitivity there. My turn radius wasn't great. Hi. Yeah, you're gonna be... You're gonna be the one I kill. Ooh, that one... That I was not expecting. They played together well there. There we go. Brutal strength kicking in as it does. Charge it. Ow. Oh, God. Oh. Okay. I'm seeing how we're doing it. This is different. Oh, okay. That's not as long as I thought it would be. And then it needs time to recharge. Got her. Boop, boop. That goes like that. And I become... Okay, now what? I become the undetectable state. Oh, it resets back to 0. Oh. Okay. I was hoping that was the case. Okay. That's pretty cool. So yeah, this is much more heavily meter management than the previous one. And then you need to balance different states. That's now no longer being worked on. Kick that. Oh, they are on top of this. I'll take it. I like how they just didn't look. Up you go. Pony, I know you're around. What am I gonna do? Gonna try juking me like that? I don't think so. You're going back on the... Up you go. I'm not afraid to... Got her. And again, not my obsession. You fucker. Ooh, these three are in a group, or 4. You're done. That. We're just gonna go into the Void Realm and get ourselves a couple ghosties. pop out. Over here. And kick that. So where did you guys go? That's still regressing. That's good. Follow this direction. Okay, so I have my evil incarnate mode in my back pocket. So instead of just waiting for the meter to fill, we have it just at the ready. Who are you? Who specifically are you? Okay. Of course, this is a little detrimental because I want to spend this. However... Got her. Yeah, however... Because I want to spend it in order to... Oh! I knew that was going to happen, too. Breaks a pallet too. Oh, it's like Rake as well. Ooh, this is dangerous. Oh. Alright, didn't get it. It needs to be it. Can't do it immediately. Alright, and then we are invisible yet again. I'm fine within breaking line of sight. Yeah, she's kicking herself for that one. That one's on you. Up you go. Alright, where is this goddamn reed? She should be easier to find, being that... Alright, that'll work. Should be easier to find for the fact that she's just wearing a huge white dress. Found her. Well, at least I know where she is. I gotta kick this. Alright, so I do still want to hold off on pumping that meter. Not necessarily, so that I can stay in my undetectable form. So there is still some holding off on that. Ooh, is that decaying? Oh no, it might have decayed to about half. Now, these are the moments when I wish I had nowhere to hide. Not you. Not you. Okay, I still have an okay reign on generators here. Got her. Alright. I am kind of okay with killing you. Don't fully like it. don't want to knock you out of the running. However... everyone else is pretty evenly spread. I'm kind of okay with that. And my terror radius is huge, too. So, okay, now I become undetectable. Yeah, no, this is easy to learn, hard to master, because the balancing of... the balancing between the meters, and then knowing when to trigger, and then getting the dash. You're not the one I want. I want this one. She fucked off over here. Now I gotta go all the way back over. Ghosties, I need some help. Where's the thing? There's the well. There it is. We'll just do a little different teleport. Now I'm over here. Fuck you, I'll find you. Yeah, no, Myers is still quite fun to play. Even with the changes. It does feel a little bit more distinct as well. So, all in all, not bad. Come on, let me stalk you. Stabby. Oh, I know where the reed went. I want her. I want her dead. I need to hook her. Nope. Got you. Fucking finally. God, there are just some people that are so squirrely. Give me those. Thank you. And some Halloween ghosties. Found you. Now I don't feel too bad. Fuck. Come on. I'll hit Bloodlust eventually. Or not. See, oh, there's a good one. I think someone was fucking up heal checks. There we go. Boom. There we go. Kick you. And kick you. And now we're in a 3-gen situation. Well, almost 3-gen situation. That's fully regressed. So is you. Is you? Are you? Smash that to full. Yes, somebody's around here. Not quite. Should have done that earlier. No, no. Still not used to the range yet. Just trying. Got her. There we go. Had to do that a little earlier. To grab that. Come here. Yeah, that's scary. And now I become undetectable. She was here. Right, now I can kill her. What is your strategy? Yeah, soon those are going to start popping up. They healed. They still have 2 to go as well. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm avoiding it. I'm gonna go into, get some ghosts. Switch. Okay, go into my... I can swap... Okay, I can swap between, though I don't know why I would. I guess maybe while I'm in a chase, but I'm not in... When I don't have my little stalker thing going. Or my, big damage move. Yay. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little loop. In all fairness, they don't know where I am. Can I now kill? Yep. There we go. Come on. Yeah, just stab him like that. That's right. Now we have the last one. And now I can properly kill them with Rancor. now they don't know where I am. Alright, so successful enough. Yeah, no, that, Mars is still very good. Even with the, changes. Yeah, that's brutal as fuck. That is real brutal as fuck. Alright, but with that, now that I've learned, I think I still am gonna need a couple extra rounds for that, because it's gonna take a little while for me to re-get used to that. Probably not a long time, but it will take a minute. And then once I do, I'll be able to do that. So actually, let me rough draft this right off the top of my head right now. So he's easy to is he easy to learn? There are quite a few things you need to juggle. I mean, I think for me he's easy to learn because I played him originally, so I know the basic mechanics of what's going on. It's just that it's been reshuffled. So essentially, you jump between your Stalker and Pursuer mode. Stalker for building up your meter for your level 3 dash attack hits, and Pursuer if you're just going straight for basic 1 stabs. Although, why would you be? Because staying in undetectable while that's being built up is more beneficial than being in Pursuer, but then you have to be forced into Pursuer while you have that in your back pocket. And then, when you can unleash that, the dash is pretty good. I forgot that it broke pallets. Yeah. So, the basics of him are oh no, what are the basics of him? Because you don't necessarily need to juggle between Stalker and Pursuer. Again, it's mostly meter management. Oh, that is a little bit more confusing to put into words than it could be. There's definitely more to it than just fill the meters, like he was before. But how to convey that, and what to focus on in the basics versus what advanced tech you can use. Well, no, I'm thinking about this wrong. The advanced tech is the swapping between the Stalker and the Pursuer mode while playing the match and charging, but the basics are staying in Stalker mode and charging your your one-hit kill strike, and then being able to do the dash itself. And then, yeah, the advanced is the juggling between the two states in a chase and thing, because one is technically slower than the other, even though it did not feel slower than the other. Let me see here. Moves slowly and undetectable. He's not that slow. Oh, well, of course, I do have speed while stalking increasing to 20%. So maybe that had something to do with it, but he's still not that slow. He never was that slow in his original level 1 Evil Within mode anyway. So that's how you could play him just staying undetectable, and why Scratched Mirror still works very well. How increased is all of that breaking and lunging and stunning recovery stuff? Because I didn't get stunned in my Stalker mode. I mean, I got blinded a couple times, but I don't know if I was in my Stalker level 1 or level 2 there. And yeah, Evil Incarnate is still just really good. So yeah, you're juggling between Stalker and Evil Incarnate, but Pursuer's in there too, kind of muddling some stuff up, whether that's on the basic level of knowledge or advanced juggling between the 3 states. Definitely the Slaughtering Strike is an addendum, like, second dash to the basics. The stalking and building your meter is the first, with an extra dash for your Evil Incarnate mode and the Slaughtering Strike. Then, in the advanced tech, you want to juggle between your Stalker and your Pursuer, so that while you build that meter, you still have opportunities to chase. I don't know, Pursuer... For me, Pursuer mode only really exists to make sure that survivors know that you can kill them very quickly. Because if you were just jumping between Stalker and then Evil Incarnate and being able to do your Slaughtering Strike, that would be really hard to counter and balance, because you'd be invisible and then, oh, suddenly I can one-hit you. So that's why the Pursuer middle state is there, but jumping between it, I don't know, for me it's not very effective. Yeah, still need to kind of figure that out. You know what I'm gonna just put shape on that. It's a minor study more, but well, we still do need just a little bit of knowledge there. With that said, though, I think that's going to be it for today's How to Killer stuff. I know we only did 1 entry, but I think that's all I really had the brain capacity to do. So that's a little unfortunate. But you know what? We've, like I said earlier, we've been knocking through. We're over half of the killers that I need, minus the ones that, I don't have. Plus, a few of them are much easier to understand. The Doctor and Legion themselves, they are extremely noob-friendly. Well, not extremely noob-friendly, but they're on the noob-friendly tier, for me, at least. So I think most people to learn. Doctor, maybe a little bit more, not as techy, but can do some stuff. Legion, there's just basics. You don't need to know. Legion is super noob friendly. And then yeah, there's a few more Arc Cell killers that are hard to learn, hard to master. I'm not sure if the Onryu is one of those, if she's easy to learn, hard to master. I know Xenomorph is. There's a lot of stuff there. He's oh boy, it's gonna be a day. That's gonna be a day to play as you. But yeah, majority of all of this, Nightmare is hard to learn, hard to master. Wesker, I think, is... I don't know. I still don't know about Wesker yet. Because if I'm rating... Yeah, you've already done. Lich is hard to learn, hard to master. Unknown is easy to learn, hard to master. Kresu is easy to learn. Well, yeah, no. Again, more. I haven't played as her enough still. We may take a slight break. I mean, not a slight break, but I don't know if the next time we stream Dead by Daylight, we're going to be doing a how-to killer. We may just be doing a studying stream. That could be what we do. Kind of an asterisk part of, but not truly a part of our how-to killer stuff.